Alright, first video of the series. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Today's topic is self-care, what it is and how you can practice it. So if you're like me, you probably have a really confused idea of what real self-care is, because it seems that in our society, anything that can make someone happy in the moment is deemed self-care. So in this video today, we're going to talk about what real self-care is and how you can incorporate it into your life. So how I like to define self-care is being aware of your needs physically, emotionally, and socially, and taking action to meet those needs in a positive way. A key to understanding what real self-care is what it's going to do for you in the long run. So if you're doing something that makes you really happy in the moment, but you're aware that it may have consequences and you may regret it later on, that's an example of something that's an unhealthy behavior. Things like that can include substance abuse. One example that's commonly misunderstood is shopping. Now hear me out. Shopping can be self-care, but it also can be unhealthy behavior. So when it becomes an unhealthy behavior is when you're spending your entire paycheck on a new wardrobe for things you don't really need, and you know you may regret it later on, and you're aware of the consequences. Where shopping can be self-care is when you go out, you have a little bit of extra spending money, and you allow yourself to buy things that you would normally feel guilty for buying or out of your comfort zone. Alright, so what are some other good examples of self-care activities? Well, the first one I'm going to talk about is hygiene. I think a lot of us take advantage of hygiene because it's something we do daily and it's just part of our regular routine. But if someone is in a really impaired, dark mental place, even getting up and taking a shower and brushing their hair can be really difficult. So it's important that you're always willing to take that first step to take care of your hygiene because it is a good sign of self-care. The next one I'm sure you saw coming: exercise and eat right. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that you have to have a super strict diet that you stick to and you never cheat. I love dessert, so I let myself treat myself sometimes because you deserve it. You allow yourself to have things that you enjoy. And the same goes with exercising. You don't have to have a super high intensity workout. You can do something that's more low intensity, more relaxing, like yoga is a great example of that. Yoga is really good for your body and your mind. So make sure that you're picking a diet and exercise plan that works for you. Don't torture yourself. The next positive self-care activity I want to talk about is self-improving behavior, like gaining a new skill. Now, it may be because I'm biased, but music is a great example of that. I love to sing on my days off, and I'm teaching myself to play the piano. Also, if you're not a music person, you can do things like drawing, painting, crafts, or athletics. There's so many different things that you can work on that will not only build your confidence because you're creating a new skill, but it will stimulate your mind. Alright, this next one is one that's going to be kind of brought up in a lot of different videos in this video series because it's such a huge topic that affects us in so many different ways. Monitor your use of social media. Now, social media is a great tool for people. It can allow you to connect, stay up with the news, and stay up with what your friends are doing. However, you need to make sure that when you're using social media, you're using it for one of those purposes or a different purpose that works for you. Make sure that you're not mindlessly scrolling for hours because there is proof that social media is detrimental to mental health when not used appropriately. So make sure when you're using social media, you're addressing why you're using it and if you're feeling fulfilled. All right, the last one, but certainly not least, I personally think this one is the most important one on the list. Recognizing and allowing yourself to feel emotions. So what I mean by that is when you're going through something and you're feeling really strong emotions, take a step back, acknowledge what you're feeling, understand why you're feeling it, and allow yourself to express that emotion. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be angry. Those are perfectly natural responses to stimuli. Allow yourself to have these emotions and you will start feeling a huge improvement in your mental health. Right, so those were just some examples of self-care activities. There's so many more for so many different types of people. The reason it's so important to find the activities that work for you and promote your self-care is because this affects every part of your body. It affects your physical needs, your mental needs, social needs. Like I said, it's going to address everything. So make sure that you're taking the time every day to practice self-care. I hope you guys gained something from this video. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for the next one.